In the wake of Deontay Wilder's first defeat, there's a few quotes. He had an interview, I think it was only online with The Athletic with Greg Rosenstein. If I could find it, I'll put a link down below. But here's some quotes that he said. He said, he, as Fury, didn't hurt me at all. But the simple fact that my uniform was too heavy for me, I didn't have no legs from the beginning of the fight, and I didn't think it was going to be that heavy. It weighs 40 limbs with the helmet and the batteries. Hearing that is extremely disappointing. He also said that he's gonna take the rematch in the summer, and then he further said that he would ask for Black History Month and etc. etc. Okay. He he also said that he's reevaluating retaining assistant trainer Mark Breland because his team knew I'd rather die in the ring rather than have a towel thrown in. I'm a warrior. He also had harsh words for Kenny Bayless. He said, alleging that Bayless declined to effectively confront Fury over a few punches to the back of the head and neck. After telling Wilder he would disqualify him if he did the same before the fight. If you guys don't know, before a fight, the referee always goes to the fighters. They give them a talk before the fight and tells them the rules. There's always rules, but some referees have different. There's always the same rules they go over, and some referees might say things slightly differently depending on the fight. For example, Um, um, Wilder said also, I've told them as in his team multiple times, if anyone ever throws in the towel on me, there will be consequences. Wilder also said, if I'm going to go in there and try to kill a man, I accept that in return. He will have to kill me as well. Wilder acknowledged, well, oh man. He said that, yeah, that he basically wants to die in the ring. Now, in saying that, I'm disappointed they've come out with excuses under the moon. I'd be more accepting of excuses if it was years later and it was just like, listen, before the fight, this is how I felt. This outfit was literally heavy for me. I didn't know it would be heavy, but let me break it down before I get into my thoughts afterwards. The outfit was heavy. You're telling me Wilder didn't know the outfit was heavy. I'm not denying it's heavy. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just throwing a question out there for you guys. Wilder wants to sit here and go, the outfit was heavy. You never tried the outfit on before. You never understood that, oh, wow, this thing's heavy. When you got a fit, the people didn't tell you, due to the material in the battery, this thing's going to be heavy. When you were at home the day before, you didn't try it on and go, let me see how this outfit feels with me. You didn't try it onto the ring walk. You didn't know it was heavy. I'm asking the question. I'm saying he's lying or not. I'm saying you didn't know it was heavy. That's ridiculous. The fact that you wouldn't know that it's that heavy is ridiculous. You should know that outfit's heavy. Wilder walked extremely slow to the ring. I mean, please follow me on Twitter as King_A1. I tweet about boxing all day long. I'm not like in news places. I tweet about boxing and other stuff, but it's Twitter. But I like talking about Twitter with people. I like talking about boxing with people on Twitter. They'll be in the description down below. Then the fact that I've been going off on Twitter all day because of people complaining about Mark Breeden and him throwing in a towel. Wilder was taking a beating. It was the seventh. I've watched the fight 6, 7 times since it's finished. All in different commentary. They commentary haven't seen the BT one yet because I can't find it online. But Wilder was taking a beating. He's bleeding out of his ear, and at the time we didn't know why he was bleeding out of the ear. Apparently, he had a cut inside. People saying it was a substitute eardrum. Apparently, it was a cut inside the ear. At the time, we didn't know that. It could have been something to do with brain bleeding. We don't know at the time. Two, he's taking a pasting in there from Fury and he's not going to win it. I understand that Wilder's a puncher. I understand that, and he was got one power. If Wilder, like himself said, his legs were gone, but he said his legs were gone because of the outfit, um, how was he going to generate power? Wilder's legs were all over the place in that fight. There's times we couldn't stand straight, he was backing over himself. Wilder didn't have the legs, and he was on the back foot the whole time, and Fury, this big guy, was just throwing heavy punches at him the whole fight. He's throwing heavy punches the whole fight. So he wasn't going to land a one punch. Why would Wilder want to sit in the... So I'm happy. Brian for me is like the only person in that corner who cares about Wilder's health and safety in that fight for me personally, because you saved that fight for another day rather than taking such a beating. There was no point in Wilder. If Wilder would stay up on his feet for the whole 4 or 5 minute round, why would he sit there and take the same beating? You don't know what kind of long term issues that could have with his health. I love boxing, so I don't want to ever see, even if sometimes a boxer gets like, but why the hair get someone else? I don't want to see the guy hurt. I don't want to see the guy at the hospital. We've had all these deaths in boxing. I don't want to see anyone die in the ring. You want to see this guy get hurt. And you got this corner guy throwing the towel because there's no point in you taking a beat and you're upset. I didn't rate Jay Diaz was the main trainer coming out and saying I wouldn't have thrown the towel in. A trainer's purpose when they're in the corner as well is to make decisions of should my fighter stay in there and take damage or should I throw in a towel or should I pull them out of this fight? That's part of what being a trainer is, obviously the trainer, but part of them is making sure that your fighter is safe and healthy. Part of wasn't safe and healthy in that ring. He was taking a beating. He was taking a sustained beating. He got beat up. That's why I'm disappointed that it's like Wilder is telling Jay Diaz, this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. So if a trainer taking charge of me, but listen, that's not gonna happen. I need to pull you out because you're taking a beat and this is not good for your health. Wilder has 8 kids. I find it crazy that he's sitting and saying I'd rather die in the ring. That's a pride and an ego thing. I get it. When you're a boxer, you've got a different mentality. When you have 8 kids, you can't be sitting there talking about I'll die in the ring when you have 8 kids. You get what I mean? He has already Wilder literally has FU money. This guy is stupid rich. You get what I mean? And you're talking about you rather die in the ring, and if I talk about killing in the ring, I've got to be able to take the same one die in the ring. Well, you got 8 kids, but again, boxers have different mindsets. So I'm not really surprised the boxers say that because yeah, to be a elite level boxer, you really got to have some kind of the way they think from a regular human is going to be obviously different. And talk about Skip Bayless. Okay, I heard some people on YouTube videos say that they think Fury was intentionally punching in the back of the head. He did it. To what I know, he maybe did it once or twice. When he dropped Wilder the first time, he punched like his side towards the back of the head. Okay, Wilder ducked his head down and Fury's punching. Where else was Fury's glove gonna land when you duck down? If you watch Eric Molina versus Philip Hrgovic, it happened on the AJ undercard. Eric Molina kept complaining that Hrgovic kept punched in the back of the head, and you know why Hrgovic kept punched in the back of the head? Because Molina kept ducking in a way where whenever Hrgovic threw a punch, it was gonna land there because of how Molina was ducking. He was ducking to where any punch he threw was gonna hit in the back of the head because of how he ducked and turned his head. And he's complaining. It's not the boxer's fault, it's your fault for moving your head in that way. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed by QC. I remember Josh was saying after the Ruiz second fight that he had some sort of surgery after the Ruiz fight was done. But he said I don't want to talk about it. He said I'll talk. I think he said that he'll talk about it after he's done boxing. He has a book or something. Or when he writes a book, he'll talk about like what happened before the fight. I'm happy Josh didn't come out and be like, imagine Joshua right after the fight came out and was like, I lost because of this, and I lost because of that. Everyone just be looking at this guy like, look at this guy making excuses. That's exactly what you're doing. Why would you just say, listen, I lost the fight. There's a couple of things going on before, but I don't want to make excuses. Fury was a better man on the night. I lost, and that's it. Move on. Come back. I don't think he's winning that rematch, but come back bigger, better, not bigger physically, but come back better and stronger and try and win. I don't think he will, but come back and try and win, isn't it? And that's what you should do rather than coming in and talking all this nonsense. But yeah, whatever, man. I'm disappointed with what Wilder's saying, but yeah, thanks for watching this video. We're getting Wilder Fury trilogy, and personally, I see it ending the exact same way. But yeah, let's just move on from this. It's just Jesus. I had to cut off the audio, sorry, but I didn't pick it up. You're also not gonna improve as a fighter if when you make a mistake or something goes wrong in the ring, your first reaction is to start blaming all the factors that were around you. That's not gonna improve as a fighter. Let's just say, okay, Wilder was weak in the legs because of the outfit. Take off that fact. Fury just showed that he was a far better boxer. He exposed that what we already knew, that Wilder didn't have a back foot game. He bullied you on the inside. He was stronger than you, and he kept getting to you. That's not just about your legs, bro. There's a lot. We've always known Wilder's limited fighter, but Fury just basically exposed all the limitations that Wilder had. Instead of Wilder to be making excuses and maybe firing that trainer, firing this trainer, he should go back and be like, you know what, let me go make some changes to my camp, bring someone else in and make some changes to what he does. Not talking about, oh, well, you know, this excuse, that excuse. It's just disappointing, but yeah, if he wants to improve as a fighter, he got to start making excuses or sort of looking around what the factors were to him losing from from a standpoint of these material stuff and just go for more of the how do I improve technically as a boxer. I was already 34, 35, but I'm sure you can get some sort of back foot game. But then again, it's difficult because Wilder's To detonate his right hand, Wilder needs to be on the front foot. He needs to, or someone has to really just come at him and times him as they're coming in the right hand. Fury is able to be elusive when he's jabbing. He's not coming at him in a straight line. He done what he had to do. That was perfectly fine. Wilder just understand. Well, we get off there anyway. Let's talk about the rematch. Like I alluded to a second ago, if a rematch happened, I expect it to go the same way. Fury just outgunned Wilder in every way. He was bigger than him. If you look at the size, Wilder put on 20 pounds from his last fight, so he was 231. A lot of people saying the weight didn't help. Maybe, but then if you look at if Wilder's 209, Wilder's going to get ragdolled around the ring just like he did in the first fight by Fury, because that Fury knows I can push this guy back. He hasn't got much to say about it. Wilder's not going to stay in the middle of the ring with him. So that's what we got there. And Wilder's Fury distance control was so good in that fight. He knew the range. All he had to do was take a half step back to get some of his punches. It was his distance control in that first fight was really good. The second fight was really good. But yeah, I can't see Wilder beating Fury at all. Now obviously we're getting the Wilder Fury 3 now. So yeah, I don't know what Wilder technically is gonna have to do. Again, I don't know what weight he wants to come in at for this fight. Technically he's just not it unless he hurts Fury again. But I don't see it happening. Just the way he just got beat up in that second fight, I don't see it happening. But yeah, man, I'll probably make another video on the rematch. I hope Wilder has more video interviews rather than written interviews. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Subscribe if you're new. Kingdom's got anyone on Twitter. Talk about boxing there. Disappointed by all his comments, but yeah, we move on. Thanks for watching the video and see you guys later. Peace.